What's up YouTube? This is going to be a trade recap of the trade I took yesterday on gold. Perfect trade, perfect execution, worked out just as I wanted it to. So let's get into it. Going into the day, I was bearish, right? I was bearish because we had this price leg up, bullish price leg up. So I was kind of hoping that we come back down into the equilibrium, maybe tap into the BC right here. So on the 4 hour we had a change state of delivery to the downside, right? We closed below the opening of this bullish candle with displacement, right? With displacement, closed below, tapped back into it, then went down below, maybe like swept some sell side right here, then came back above, perfectly retraced to the opening of this bullish candle right here, and to the 4 hour change state of delivery. So going into the 1 hour, we had this big bearish candle which created a SIBI, and we had a swing high just above it. On silver, we created an SMT right here. Silver took this high and then inverted this BC, which meant that we were bearish on silver. And because silver and gold are correlated assets, so it also meant that we can expect bearish price action on gold. So we had a SMT right here, and yesterday what happened was London took these Asian highs, manipulated to the upside. London created the high of the day. As I explained in my previous video, London has the tendency to create the high or low of the day. So here we can see perfect accumulation, manipulation, and distribution price action. So London created the high of the day, took this Asian high. Here we created a SMT, and then after that, let's see. After that, I was waiting for a 15-minute change of delivery to the downside, and possibly inversing or closing below this BPR, which meant if this BPR did not hold, that meant that we were really bearish, because we were bearish. If we closed below it, and that's what we did, right? We closed below the BPR, inverted, and then went back below. So what exactly happened during the entry was that we had a 15-minute change of delivery, right? Closed bearish, or closed below the opening of this bullish candle, and then retraced back just to the wick. Usually I would want a deeper retracement into the change of delivery, but because the bias was so strong and we had low resistance sell side liquidity right here, I expected price action to be very strong because of this low resistance liquidity, and possibly not retrace back deep into this. So I took my entry on the 15-minute change of delivery, and within 15 minutes or 20 minutes my trade was done. This trade was actually so good. It was perfect. I risked like 2-3% on this trade, and 1 to 2 RR. Perfect trade, perfect execution. I actually waited a long time for this setup to form, which shows that trading is actually a game of patience, right? I waited 3 to 4 hours, or like 2 to 3 hours, for this setup to form, and once it formed, I took my entry, and within 15 to 20 minutes my trade was done and I won. So by the way, this isn't a news trade, right? This isn't a news trade. We had no news on 7:15 or 7:30. I can even show you. No news on 7:30 or 15. The last news we had was on 6:15, and then on 7:30, 7:15 I entered, won the trade. Perfect execution, perfect trade, worked out perfectly. So yeah, that's it. One thing to add is, as I explained in my previous video, session aligning time with price action is very important, and like it will benefit you a lot, because if it wasn't for this, like, because I know that Asia, London, and New York can replicate AMD setup, and London can possibly create the high of the day, that added to my bias, and I was more confident in my trade, and that's possibly one of the reason why I had such high conviction, and I traded just as we wick the 15-minute changes to delivery, or else I would have waited for a deeper retracement and then entered, and I would have missed my entry. So yeah, aligning time and price action, and along with your analysis is very important and will benefit you a lot. So thank you for watching.